Imagine this. It's the mid-2000s.
Right.
And Kelly Brook is, she is the definitive image of British glamour. She's on every magazine cover, she's in movies, and she's just been crowned FHM's sexiest woman in the world.
The absolute pinnacle of that kind of fame.
Exactly. Now, flash forward 2 decades to 2025, and the headline just slams across the entertainment world, and it's shocking. Kelly Brook has quit Hollywood.
It's an incredible narrative shift. And it's not just, a gentle fading away from the spotlight.
No.
We are tracking a very deliberate, very high-profile pivot. This is a model, an actress, a media personality who's now 46 years old. And she's signaling this huge career overhaul by diving headfirst into the most rugged, demanding reality TV you can find.
That's what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
Why? Our mission today is to understand how the star of a film like Piranha 3D,
Which was a big commercial hit.
a huge hit,
Yeah.
how she decides that the best use of her celebrity is to, embrace jungle life and reportedly eat sheep's testicles on I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
I think what we're witnessing here is the abandonment of one kind of celebrity, the kind that relies on objectification, on this intense visual scrutiny.
And she's trading it for what?
For a completely different kind. The labor of resilience, of personal challenge. She's trading the red carpet for the raw, untamed jungle.
Okay, so let's set the stage a bit. Let's go back to her beginnings. Because the scrutiny, it started almost immediately for her.
Oh, from day one.
She was modeling by 16, won a beauty contest her own mother entered her into.
Right.
And then she just blew up. She was a page 3 girl for the Daily Star, and her image, that became her currency.
And that image became a massive professional anchor. The sources from 2024 make it so clear that this whole identity, it ended up becoming a huge burden for her, both psychologically and professionally.
Yeah.
She explicitly stated she is finished catering to what's long been called the male gaze.
Which is such a powerful statement, a declaration of independence, really. But why now? Why in her 40s, after managing that image for 2 decades?
Well, she talked about how hard it was, how difficult it was to maintain that very strict visual standard through her 30s. The endless bikini shoots, the calendars every single year.
The constant effort, it must be exhausting.
Exactly. It's this constant, exhausting effort to hold on to a very specific, youthful, sexualized image. And she's noted she's now happily married to Jeremy Parisi.
Right, they wed in 2022.
And is very happy being in my 40s. The implication is that what her career demanded of her younger self just wasn't compatible with her personal life now.
That makes a lot of sense. But it's important to remember she wasn't just a model. She had a genuine acting career.
Absolutely. A very scrutinized career, but a real one. We have to remember that. She wasn't just posing. She did stage work, which is notoriously demanding.
Like what?
Productions like Fat Pig and Calendar Girls. And on screen, she had roles in films like Sordid and Ripper in the early 2000s, and of course her biggest lead role was in Piranha 3D.
Right, in 2010. But despite all those credits, the narrative always seemed to circle back to her appearance, didn't it? It felt like the critics just never quite took her seriously.
That is the absolute challenge of being typecast in that way. Her experience with that NBC sitcom, One Big Happy, in 2015 perfectly illustrates this.
Oh, I remember that show. It got some pretty harsh reviews.
It did. It received really unfavorable reviews and only lasted 1 season. But, and this is the interesting part, it had strong ratings.
So the audience liked it, but the critics didn't.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is her reaction to that critical dismissal. She didn't just, retreat. She pushed back. She basically said audience success was more important than what the critics thought.
What was her line?
She said that critics know the way but can't drive the car. She pointed out that the show won its time slot and that the viewers loved it. It really reveals a strategy,
Yeah, if the establishment won't validate you.
You rely on the public? It suggests she felt this constant tension, this feeling that she had to work twice as hard to prove she had depth beyond her looks. She even said that being seen as too loud, too sexy meant your lightness was often mistaken for stupidity.
Wow.
So to make this kind of pivot, she really needed a major catalyst. We mentioned her marriage, but her path was also heavily influenced by personal trauma, like her tragic miscarriage back in 2011.
The emotional weight of all of that, the public relationships, the professional dismissal, the personal pain, it creates such a complex picture. It really starts to make sense why she'd want to step off that merry-go-round. And this leads us perfectly into her dramatic career change because her new focus on reality TV, it's directly tied to her husband and this profound shift in her willingness to face scrutiny, but this time completely on her own terms.
The whole shift is just so striking because for years, she was completely resistant to the biggest reality shows. Oh, yeah. She publicly ruled out doing a show like I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. She said she was too scared, that it was too invasive, too challenging.
So what was the game changer then? It doesn't sound like it was about money or reviving a career.
No, it was personal. The catalyst was competing with her husband, Jeremy, on Celebrity Race across the world in 2024.
Right, they finished 4th. That show is incredibly demanding.
And it seems like that experience, doing it together, just fundamentally redefined her personal boundaries. It showed her she could handle that kind of hardship.
So the camera changed from being a judge of her appearance to a witness to her resilience.
Exactly. And the fact she was willing to embrace that discomfort and then go on to run the London Marathon in the same year, it proves she's actively seeking out these challenges now.
She even admitted that the Bush-Tucker trials had always been too daunting for her before.
But she pitched her entry into the 2025 Jungle series not as a job, but as an adventure. It's an interesting rebranding of what these shows are, you know. It's not about fame maintenance anymore. It's about personal achievement.
And she's leaning into the absurdity of it all with this great sense of humor. I love this. When you think about her past career, every meal, every workout was probably scrutinized.
Oh, completely.
And now she's joking about the jungle diet being a beauty retreat, saying eating worms and sheep's testicles is great because they're full of collagen. It's fantastic.
It's the ultimate contrast, isn't it?
Sure.
The glamour model who obsessed over appearance is now talking about the health benefits of eating bugs. It's self-deprecating, and it lets her control the narrative around her body in a way she never could before.
And this whole quest for a more grounded experience seems to be leading her away from the UK celebrity scene entirely. There's talk of them moving to Italy, right, to Jeremy's home country.
That potential move is hugely significant. They've discussed plans to move to Italy and, get this, work on an olive farm.
An olive farm.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't just a career pivot anymore. It's a full lifestyle rejection of the UK media treadmill. She's moving toward a quiet life where the only thing being scrutinized is the quality of the olives, not her bikini line.
And this is all feeding into their future plans, like starting a family.
It seems so. They've said this grounded approach is influencing their thoughts on it. For now, they're happy just raising their dog, Teddy. It's all about creating a sense of peace.
It's about control.
It is. She is trading the volatile world in Hollywood for the predictability of an olive farm. But before she gets there, she had to navigate the jungle. And that means facing some old ghosts.
Okay, here's where it gets really tense. Her entry into the I'm A Celeb camp in November 2025 wasn't just about facing creepy crawlies.
No, not at all.
It was about facing Ant and Dec, the show's hosts, who she has this public 16-year-old feud with.
This animosity goes all the way back to 2009, when Kelly was hired as a 4th judge on Britain's Got Talent.
Which Ant and Dec also hosts.
Exactly. The problem, she was fired after just 2 days of filming.
2 days, that's brutal.
Very brutal. Those 6 episodes she judged still aired, but the explanation at the time was murky. Simon Cowell and the producers gave this very corporate excuse that the 4-judge format was just too complicated.
Which always sounds a bit flimsy.
Right. But Kelly Brook's version was much more dramatic. She alleged that she was told she had upset Ant and Dec, and that was it.
Wow. So she claimed they were the ones who got her fired.
That's what she claimed.
Yeah.
That they were strongly against her being on the panel and orchestrated her removal, even though they were pleasant to her face.
That's a huge claim to make. I mean, could 2 hosts really have that much power on a Simon Cowell production? Or was it, maybe a way for her to save face?
And that's the tension. It's impossible to know the absolute truth. But what matters is that she believed they were responsible, and she said so publicly. So now, years later, she's entering the jungle, forced to interact with the 2 men she blamed for a massive career setback.
You can just feel the weight of that. A body language expert even noted that when she first met them, she seemed deflated and was sort of hanging back from the group.
It must have been like old trauma resurfacing, but then she completely flipped the dynamic. After she finished this really difficult skydiving challenge in the first episode, she turned directly to the hosts and delivered this one line, just dripping with history. She said, "I am coming for you."
Whoa.
An absolute power move. She turned this awkward reunion into a declaration of war. It set the stage for the entire series.
That one moment just perfectly encapsulates her career, doesn't it? Always under the microscope, always having to fight for her place. And we should probably mention this isn't the first time she's courted controversy by being a little too candid.
That's a crucial piece of context.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has often struggled with how the public perceives her versus her intention. We saw it when she was promoting her autobiography in 2014. She faced huge criticism.
From who?
From domestic violence groups like Menkind for laughing in interviews about punching her ex-boyfriends Jason Statham and Danny Cipriani. It adds another layer of complexity to how she operates under public scrutiny.
So what does this all mean then? If we connect all these threads, the visual scrutiny, the acting career, the personal contentment, and this pivot to physical challenges, we see this fascinating journey.
We do.
Kelly Brook started her career defined by objectification, but she's used the chaos of reality TV to reclaim her own agency, to reject the male gaze and the critics all at once.
It seems like she consciously realized that the traditional appearance-focused celebrity path just wasn't sustainable for her or fulfilling. She's trading Hollywood glamour for resilience, critical approval for personal adventure.
Trading high-stakes work for the peace of an olive farm in Italy.
It's a fundamental restructuring of her entire public identity.
So it raises an important question for you to think about. Given that her most successful career chapter now comes from embracing physical discomfort and raw, unfiltered reality, does Kelly Brook's story represent the ultimate modern celebrity reversal? Finding freedom and authenticity only by stepping away from traditional Hollywood aspirations entirely.
It certainly challenges our whole definition of what success looks like in the 21st century.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive, where we uncover the stories shaping pop culture and celebrity narratives. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives that keep you informed.